Fellow performers, how's it going? Cavan over here. Have you been finding yourself struggling to stay on one task or having just a tough time to motivate yourself to exercise or difficult to stay motivated or stay focused on your work? If so, this is the video that's going to be for you. Today, I'm going to talk about building a strong habits that help you to stay on course on doing one thing, and that does not require discipline.
What?
Yes, you heard it right. The famous D word, everyone that talked about, discipline. Now, after this video, I want you to anchor your habits so that you don't need to require yourself on massive discipline in order to execute it. Okay? Buckle up, boys and girls. This one is going to get super practical. Let's get to it, okay? Well, let's talk about create the motivation first, okay? There's no surprise that habits are the secret weapons behind sustained performance. Everybody probably already seen this particular formula over here. Everybody learned this equation very early on in your PE class or something of that sort. And we are told that this is more like the automated success formula. We are often recommended that we need to start by turning small daily actions into powerful routines that drive constant growth. Except, we are not told one important fact is that human beings are not wired to do hard things over and over easily. I.e., we just don't like to do hard stuff, to be honest. Sheer discipline and willpower to deliver that type of habit on a daily basis is not very reliable. Life gets busy, work piles up, motivation fades, okay? That just stay a fact, really. Remember the last time that you told yourself that you want to go to the gym daily or stay off the sweets or maybe just stretch every day? How did that go for you? Sure, you got my drift on this, right? So that is a technique before creating this habit step. That is to identify your why. And finding why is like finding your motivation. The equation should look more like this over here. Check it out. Finding the why allows us to truly recognize what motivates us forward and narrowing down that motivation for us. Creating the necessary mind shift. That's right, mind shift. That's exactly what we're looking for. Not to fight through the natural tendency of not doing anything hard, okay? Ask yourself this. Why do I want to improve? And what does that, whatever you want to do, mean to me? And why is it important? Keep asking those questions over and over again until you uncover the core motivation underneath. My experience tells me that the magic number is usually about 5 to 7 questions afterward. You become a bit more honest to yourself, and that's exactly what you're looking for. A bit of honesty with yourself, okay?
No! No! I refuse. No! No!
Let me give you an example over here, okay? A lady client of mine is looking to lose weight, and she told me that she never has time or discipline to exercise. When I asked her about the reason for the weight loss, she told me that she wants to look skinnier, she wants to look healthier. The typical answer, you know. Then I asked her what makes being skinny or healthier actually means to her. And she said it means that she can actually fit into all her old clothes and become more beautiful again. Then I follow up with what makes fitting into the old clothes so significant to her. And now that is actually when she tell me the stories about her being more confident in her old self. And through this follow-up conversations, we uncover her true motivation to lose weight. So we don't need to rely on her willpower and discipline on this case anymore. I just want you to pause this video for a second, use the same particular technology I just told you, actually write down what is your motivation, because it's gonna make it a lot easier to follow up on your motivations without your willpower required. Welcome back and congratulations for actually taking it on, asking yourself those tough questions. I hope you find yourself a bit more clarity in your motivation, why you want to do what you want to do, okay? Given that you might already have an idea where your fuel source is coming from, it is about time to find out what direction you want to go. We want to find out your visions and the identity of that plant. Because we can't really achieve anything if we don't know where you want to go, right?
Where are we going? Where are we going?
So this is the time we want to find out. It is time to get creative here. This is what I want you to do. Ask yourself this: who do you want to become in that process? And what would that person looks like? How does that person behave, etc.? Give it a bit more detail. Earlier on, you actually did a questionnaire and you asked yourself a few questions and find out what is a direction that you might kind of morph yourself into, and along the way you find out the motivations, right? Now we're gonna dive into the detail on what exactly would allow you to become that person, right? This is the part I recommend you to spend some time, not something that you can just do in a minute or two. In fact, this is where I would really recommend you to use a variety of visualization practice to get you into that space. Typically, like if you go on the YouTube and just type in visualization, there should be plenty of like guided visualization practice that is there for you. This is actually quite important to spend time to write them out on the piece of paper to see it. You probably have to go through multiple iterations of it. That's the main reason why. Now, you probably wrote down a lot of details and probably gone through multiple iterations on the person you want to be and the style that person have, the behavior that person possess. Now, this is when you can rewrite your identity. That you wrote down, those are guidelines of the future versions of yourself. For example, back into the case of my client earlier, we talked about how does her new created version of self eat? How would that person dress? How would that person talk, behave? And the most important of all, how would that person think? We literally recreate her lifestyle according to her vision. Now, this makes the whole thing much easier for me as a coach to motivate her. I don't need to worry about my language, really.
Do you understand? Do you understand?
I don't need to think about blaming or trying to shame her into anything because that's not supportive. Instead, it is about supporting her visions, how she needs to act and behave so she can live up to that version of herself. It's more like a refinement in a sense, so it actually empowers her to be that person. Make it a lot easier for her to achieve that goal because ultimately that's her choice. All right, well, we have covered quite a lot of ground. Let me just summarize it real quick. If you want to level up your performance or attain any goal, it is not about discipline. It is about building the right habits. Habits that are aligned to your visions and your identity. It is not about sheer willpower. Spend some time and be patient with this process. Yes, it really is a process. And here is the thing. Many of you probably can do it on your own. For those who can actually get through all those homework that we just talked about, what you are lacking is a support system. Anyone that hold you accountable in that sense. So if that is you, a coach by your side can really help you through this process and tailor the habits to your specific goals. And of course, keep you accountable. So if you're ready to stop relying on your willpower and start building that lasting habits, click the link below in the description area to book a consultation with me. The first 100 people is gonna get a complimentary session with me, okay? So if you like this content here, like, share, and subscribe this channel over here, and I will have more information on how to attain your goal and improve your performance and how to get to the vision of who you want to be. See you next time.